Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is once again in the news for all the practical stupidity he has been doing since assumed office. This time, he stuck his tongue out and winked at the newly elected Canadian Parliament Speaker, Greg Fergus. He is the 38th Speaker of the House of Commons of Canada. He is also a member of the Parliament from a place called Hull-Aylmer, which is a district in Quebec. Even he is a member of the Liberal Party of Canada, of which Justin Trudeau is the current leader. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau again came under criticism over his gesture towards the newly elected Speaker of the House of Commons. In a video widely shared on the internet, Trudeau is seen sticking his tongue out and winking at the Speaker. And why did he do that? When the Speaker Greg Fergus introduced Trudeau as an Honourable Prime Minister, Trudeau corrected the Speaker and said, "Very honourable," and he winked. Basically, if you see, this is a narcissistic approach of trying to look cool, yet lacking meaningful depth. The appointment of the new Speaker of the Canadian Parliament happened because the previous Speaker, Anthony Rota, had to resign because he did a blunder last week when he honoured a man who fought for the Nazi military unit during the World War II. Let me tell you, even Anthony Rota is also a member of the Liberal Party of Canada. All the members of the Canadian Liberal Party know what's going on. They all seem to have a similar mindset. What usually happens is that whenever there is a blunder, whether accidental or intentional, and if the public reaction is not in their political favor, they replace these people from the positions. Otherwise, they all are cut from the same cloth. Even Zelensky was present in the Canadian Parliament along with Justin Trudeau, and his entire government and party members were giving a standing ovation to the old Nazi soldier. Now, how can every single member of a political party be so stupid? Did they miss history classes? So, do not believe in their ignorance or naivety. They all are cut from the same cloth. I will tell you why Zelensky was invited. You remember the Azov Battalion, the neo-Nazi militia of Ukraine's armed forces, with whom Zelensky was roaming around. There are plenty of pictures on the internet. You can identify it by looking at the arm patch. So basically, Ukrainian political fraternity supports the Nazi ideology in today's day and age. Even the United States government has lifted the ban on funding the Azov Battalion. I'm not saying that the Western countries were always in support of Nazi people. Very particularly, it started in recent times. And the reason behind that is, if you remember in World War II, Nazi Germany was fighting against the Russians, that time Soviet Union, although Germany failed. But today the time has taken such a turn that those who used to detest Adolf Hitler's Nazi Germany ideology, for which such a big world war was fought and many people gave their lives, today if you see, these Western countries have started supporting that ideology, because even though they don't like Nazi soldiers, they find their ideology right because it is against Russia. This is the level of hypocrisy that's going on. So please don't think that the Canadian political fraternity and Zelensky had no clue who they were facilitating. They very well know about it. In fact, they even wholeheartedly support it. It is just that they wanted to test how the public would react. Basically, they were running a social experiment and wanted to see whether this narrative could be used in some or the other way. That old man, leave whatever that happened in the past. Now he is a very old and elderly person. You can't take any sort of revenge, even if you want to. He is very old. But to invite him and organize an event to facilitate his past doings, I'm sure even this old man must have thought many times before arriving at the Canadian Parliament. He must have thought, are these people idiots? But it was all pre-planned. Even he knew about it, even the organizers knew about it, and even every member of the Liberal Party of Canada knew about it. They wanted to test the public reaction. And obviously, it did not go as per the plan. And that is the reason the Speaker of the House, Anthony Rota, had to take the entire responsibility upon himself and resign. So these kinds of gestures by the Canadian Prime Minister say a lot about the mindset and intentions of the Liberal Party of Canada. In order to look cool and appealing to the younger crowd, 51-year-old Justin Trudeau desperately does cringy things just to remain relevant in the media, especially social media. Even in India, we have someone similar to him, a 53-year-old man-child. As people age, they usually gain maturity and depth, but that's not the case with individuals like these. They deliberately engage in foolish actions to stay in the limelight, especially among the younger generation. If they consider this behavior to be right, you can also infer the opposite to be true. These politicians have actually caught the nerve of today's youth. They are well aware of how easily today's youth can be influenced. So they normalize immaturity, victimhood and stupidity to such an extent that it becomes a trend, so that the entire nation starts embracing this new foolishness as the new normal. Actually, if you see, the whole left political ecosystem has adopted this way of influencing the youth. That is exactly their intention, and that is why they do what they do. And then have you seen what the White House is doing these days? They are giving opinions on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's romantic life. Watch this clip.
I wasn't sure if you knew Taylor Swift.
I know who Taylor Swift is.
All right.
Apparently she's dating a football player.
Yes.
Just look at the reaction of John Kirby. He's the National Security Council coordinator of the White House. Look at his body language. Look at the way he's being over-dramatically shy and stupid. See, this is exactly what I mean. You know why they are doing it? Because that is the most trending topic right now on the internet. The majority of the youth on this planet is actually curious about the relationship and what's going on between them. And the US government, the White House, is trying very hard to use this trending topic in a way to become more relevant to the youth and be more appealing to the youth by making aged people do these teenage gestures. Since when did celebrity romance become an issue of national importance? Why is the government engaging in it? The only reason behind that is because right now that is the most trending topic on the internet. Just like how these influencers make videos on YouTube based on trending topics and relevant topics so that they can also ride along with the trend and garner some relevancy and views for themselves. In the same way, even the US government is trying to position itself by giving opinions on these matters, because then the keywords that will be associated with their opinion will also be visible to the massive youth who are on the internet today. Likewise, the US government is making a deliberate effort to strategically express its viewpoint on these matters. Now, this approach enables them to align with trending keywords, potentially gaining visibility among the extensive online youth demographic. By doing so, they aim to increase their appeal and relevance to young audiences, ultimately shaping the political ideologies and perspectives of the youth in their favor. Now, that's how the political game is being played these days. I hope you found this video informative. Thank you for watching it.